who's going?
Yeah, make sure they know that the result of that die roll didn't matter. They may have figured it out on their own. Who knows? But all right. Well, it's the only way I know to do that. So Evan Lee's going to be going first as we take a look. Tundo's got a fair bit of land in his hand, but not necessarily a terrible idea in limited here. So there is a Devour Flesh in his hand. And did we discuss Evan Lee's deck at all?
Besides the colors, we haven't really gone into it.
Looks like he was the other guy stuck in white here. No Court Street Denizens in his deck, though. Angelic Skirmisher makes a rare up. He's showing us the Skirmishers in hand along with the Warmind Infantry. And
2 red.
yeah, there's a bunch of flooding going on both sides. Tundo's going to send his hand back, hope for something a little more land light. But we'll continue on here. There's a frontline medic in Evan Lee's deck, a Debtor's Pulpit. I'm guessing the frontline medic kind of forced him into the color a little bit. He was also able to pick up a Guardian of the Gateless, and he's playing a Holy Mantle. He's got 1 Armored Transport, 1 Boros Key Rune. Let's see. Also, he is playing 2 Active Treason, 1 Hellkite Tyrant, 1 Madcap Skills, 1 Scorchwalker, 2 Warmind Infantry, 2 Adaptive Snapjaw, 1 Disciple of the Old Ways, and we haven't seen any permanents played, so I'm just going to keep listing here. 2 Ivy Lane Denizen, 1 Miming Slime, and 1 Verdant Haven, as well as an Arrows of Justice, a Gruul Rage Beast, and we have a Warmind Infantry hit the board against the Boros Reckoner.
This is very bad for Evan. He wants to be the aggressor here, but he obviously cannot with the Boros Reckoner on the field.
Yeah, it's the Reckoner of other Boros decks, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, definitely a very, very powerful card. And, oh my gosh, the gift is in his hand.
The gift of Orzhov?
No, the gift of Orzhova is in his hand. So,
can you see if there's any heavy removal in Evan's deck that he can deal with that? Because that might end the game right there.
It really likely is going to. I mean, other than the fact that he can Active Treason it, I mean, Arrows of Justice, but it'll be a 4/4. So the Arrows of Justice is a direct hard counter for it.
How many does he have?
1. So
Okay.
that's really his 1 out. And other than that, he could play a Holy Mantle on his Warmind Infantry, and then he'd win that fight. But this is definitely going to be a very, very profitable attack for Tundo here. Is he
Isn't
not
playing it yet?
No, he might want to establish more of a board presence. Here he goes, though.
Yep, he's going with it.
Yeah, this is something I don't mind doing. This is such a great one-trick pony here that, like, it's really just kind of incredible.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it has it, though.
He
the
has
Arrows of
the
Justice.
He was giving him the thumbs up symbol.
Yes,
that
I'm
card did resolve.
pretty sure it was a thumbs up.
Yes.
What a beating, though.
He has some ways of getting back his card, but that was perfect for Evan.
Savage.
That was what Evan needed, and the only thing he could really have drawn. So
Here we go.
So let's see here.
Adaptive Snapjaw from Evan Lee.
Yep, it's a 6/2 with Evolve. Or 5/2 with Evolve.
I'm so upset for Tundo that we called it so well.
And it looks like Tundo's
Immortal Servitude.
He's losing. Oh, okay. He just got
So
his fourth land.
he's 2 mana away from getting his Reckoner back regardless.
Yeah.
So,
But that Arrows was a 2-for-1.
Yeah, it was big.
It's still going to be...
it took, like, easily 2 of the best cards. And that's a
So
really good
he's gonna
answer
be
to an
gaining 2
Adaptive
life?
Snapjaw. Yep. So that'll be +2 for Evan Lee. And do you mind checking the life totals?
Yeah.
All right, so 22 apiece here. I need to speak with Leland, too, at some point, if you could let him know. I'll get you the list of the top 8 competitors again here shortly. And, yeah, I need to figure out how to reset the life totals without changing the screen just as soon as possible, whenever you can. All right. So, 22 apiece. Unfortunately, sorry about that flicker. That's the only way I know to update the life totals. I'm trying to get that information for us. The list of the top 8 is obviously Vince Tundo. Oh, so we had a Night Watch here, and it's a Guardian of the Gateless from Evan Lee as a follow-up. So your top 8 competitors are Aubrey Reese in first place, Zach Cromie in second place, Evan Lee in third, Jeremy Rowe in fourth, Hank Weist in fifth, Tundo in sixth, Dan Rastadhatter, in seventh place, and John DeWias in eighth place.
So we have him playing a Night's Watch, and
Guardian of the Gateless.
which he can block any number of creatures. He gets a +1/+1 for each blocked card.
Conveniently trading with both of the night
Nice.
tokens. So, but Tundo's going to take to the skies here. Play out an Assault Griffin.
And the
Cartel
Aristocrat.
yes. So the
He used the
they
to
have
tap it down.
the enchantment, Debtor's Pulpit, equipped to his forest, which is able to tap down the Assault Griffin. It's going to be an annoyance, to be sure, and that's going to be our Boros Signet, I believe. Does not look like a Boros Signet. Probably an armored transport, but I honestly don't know that I've ever seen an armored transport before. So
It's a very good card, actually, for getting damage through. Yeah, it actually is. You know, you
let's get some
can't block it.
Oracle text here.
Yep. Well, if it's dealt no damage by blocking creatures,
Oh, okay.
but it's blocked. So it's hard to get rid of. You can't kill it with the 2 removal spells that Tundo has, the 4 mana cost sorcery. He's considering, I believe, he doesn't want to get the Reckoner out yet. He wants to get the value out of his rare. It looks like this board state's not going to change for a while. That the Guardian's too strong. He's going to get too much value out of it if he attacks now.
Yeah, he would, I think, perfectly trade with it, though, like all 3 creatures for 1. Not really where he wants to be. It's really only
Doesn't
a 2
seem
for
like a
1.
good idea.
Yeah, the Night Watch is really 1 card, so it's, a lot like a 2 for 1. Might be something he just wants to consider getting over with, though, because the Debtor's Pulpit's going to be locking down his flyers.
And the artifact pushing the damage through is going to put a clock on Tundo to make him move. But I believe that's a Denizen that he just played. Yep.
Sure was.
And
so,
that's going to be huge
Yeah.
moving into the next few turns.
he could even play a white creature right now.
He could
and
play
probably get
the
in for
Servitude,
damage.
get the Reckoner back and tap something down, and like the Guardian.
Now, is that also the green Denizen on Evan's side of the board there?
No, that's you pay a red and give it first strike.
Okay.
It's a 2/2 for, I believe, 2.
Is it just green, though, the color?
Yep, just green.
Okay.
I believe yeah.
Like the black creature with blue to give hexproof, though. I
Oh
gotcha.
no, yeah.
It's
just
similar,
that, just
yeah,
like
very
that.
similar.
Yep, and that's the Boros Keyboard he just played.
So, and I'm pretty sure Tundo took 2 life previously. So he's going to take another 2.
Yep, he should be at 18.
Sorry about this. Again,
As you see, the artifact is actually very good when it's a slow board state. He's pushing the damage through, and that's what he needs to do.
Gonna have to flicker away here. No. Yeah, right now you can't. Just get it. Yeah, you're fine. We're not using it right now. Sorry about that. And yep, the Boros Key Rune joins the board. And what is that in Tundo's hand there? Can't quite tell. Can you recognize the card in
I
Vince's
believe
hand?
that is the 4 mana cost sorcery that causes them to discard 2 cards, and then they lose 2 life. I believe.
Oh, purge the profit.
Yep, I believe it's that, but I could be wrong. We didn't really get too good of a view of it.
Okay. I would think he would have cast that card there, though. But we'll.
I'm not sure what he's holding the mana for. I'm pretty sure he that Assault Griffin to die to get more
Well, I
value.
definitely do not know what that card is.
Let me see once Tunnel
Is
puts
that
it
the
down.
Illuminate Primordial? Did we see one of those in Evan's deck? No?
Let me check.
Oh, that's the Skirmisher, Angelic Skirmisher. Okay.
Okay, and explain to us what that card does. I believe it's a rare.
It is definitely a rare. I will get the exact wording here so that I don't...
We need to see what
Get
kind of
anything incorrect.
situation Tundo's in. Tundo with the Executioner's swing in his hand.
Okay, so at the beginning of each combat, choose First Strike, Vigilance, or Lifelink, and creatures you control gain that ability until end of turn.
Very
so
strong.
he gets to
What's
use
the power
that.
and toughness? Because he does have removal in his hand.
4/4.
Okay, so he can kill it with the Executioner's swing, which is probably going to end up happening.
Basically, I really like that card, especially in Limited, because you get to do it the turn it comes into play.
So he's going to smite the artifact?
Yep. We have Smited and Armored Transport.
Good use of it. Good use of it. You know, he can stop taking that 2 damage at return. He's going to.
Okay, so that was an
Executioner's
Executioner swing.
Yep.
Excellent. So he chose to give his guys Vigilance.
And now he has excellent. He has an excellent aggressive strategy going from this point forward.
Yeah, he can Immortal Servitude.
Oh, he's going to choose to try and lose these 3 drops, I believe. He has the trigger he can use,
Mhm.
which tap. He's going to use it on the duel.
So now we head into combat, and Evan Lee chooses which of the keywords he would like his creatures to get. Again, that's First Strike, Vigilance, or Lifelink, so that's not flying, that's not trample. That's just the inherently white keywords.
Okay, so he tap. Oh, okay, why did he tap the? Okay. I believe he sacrificed one of his 3 drops to give it protection to get 2 damage to it. I believe he took 2 damage.
Okay, so we're going to -2
Yes, to
Evan
20.
Lee here. And 18 to 20. Then.
That's interesting. I like that. He's sacrificing his 3 drops in order to make a big immortal servitude.
Oh. You know, I wish I knew how to get rid of this round timer because it's not relevant in the top 8. Just realized that.
Yeah.
But again, we're short the computer expertise of Sora or even Leland has been helpful in assisting on the computer here. And again, I apologize for flickering there. You're watching round 1 of the top 8 in Erie, Pennsylvania at the GameCore Gatecrash Super Draft event. We'll be talking to John Kapinski later about what the winners of this event take home. There is an additional prize other than the 33 packs that each member of the top 8 split to take home today. All prizes are, again, in Gatecrash booster packs. And did you get a life total check when you were out there? And looks like he's choosing Vigilance for the modes in his creatures. And we'll have to see how we react to that here.
15, Tundo, and 20.
All right. So to update you on the life totals, Tundo is at 15.
Yeah. Evelyn's at 20. Tundo's at 15.
All right.
Which I know that's a nice fucking card.
And we have a Denizen getting in there blocking with a 2/2.
Yep, he's just trying to make his immortal servitude as big as possible. He wants to get as many cards back, and he's basically just gaining advantage right now.
Willing to make the trade. Obviously, his opponent will take, and he's even going to get to use the tap ability on the Denizen when the Reckoner comes in with it.
Basically, right now he's just playing his opponent perfectly. He's getting rid of things he's going to get back in a few turns.
And his opponent really has to do what he did. I mean, you don't kill the 2/2 Vigilance and leave the Denizen. Yeah, you don't.
You can't play to expect a rare like that to be coming up soon.
Yeah, you might play differently when you see him block that way later, but we have a 4/4 slime.
So we got a swamp in his hand and the immortal servitude. I wonder if he's going to play it. Probably just swing out and end up playing it.
I'm sure that was miming slime that Evan Lee just played. Left Gruul Charm mana open. Not sure why. Probably for some sort of... Well, if he's not attacking. I don't know. It's difficult
Could
board
possibly
state.
just be a
as well.
bluff, you know. He also has. Oh, no, never mind. That's
I don't,
enchantment.
you know, in all honesty,
I think he has nothing in his hand.
I don't, yeah, I don't know.
Not
Evan Lee has
necessarily.
one card here.
I mean, not for this state. I don't believe he can
Right. Yeah, I don't
use
know
any combat tricks for that.
what's in his deck other than maybe a Blood Rush guy here or there.
But even then, it's only attacking. So I believe it's. Yep, Tunnel's just gonna keep being aggressive with his 3 converted mana cost creatures. He has a lot of removal, and once he gets that angel out of the way, he's gonna have an easy time. Oh,
Okay.
and here he goes. He's gonna be playing it. He'll probably tap down everything. He'll probably tap down all 3 creatures and get.
Well, it depends what he gets back. I believe he's just going to get the 2 guys.
So he's gonna tap down the angel and the Oos, and
Does he get 2 triggers with the Denizen doesn't tap when it comes into
is
play
another
normally.
Creature? Is it another white creature comes into play?
Yeah, another white creature.
Okay, so he's gonna tap down the big angel, and I would assume keeping it aggressive at this point.
Well, that'll get the flyers in there for him. So
So he's
protection.
sacrificing that for the protection.
Yep. Protection from green.
That's interesting with the key rune.
yeah.
The key rune is 3/1 haste, right? Or
1/1 double strike.
1 double strike. My apologies.
So Evan Lee takes 8, drops to 12. Hard to know exactly when he's choosing lifelink on the angel, but
yeah, that is a caster's nightmare. That card right there. But so far, they haven't. We've been keeping pretty close check on it.
I believe that's going to be Holy Mantle.
It's either that's not the protection from multicolor, is it? That's the
Protection from creatures.
So either way, Evan Lee is not where he wants to be in this game. He's playing very defensively, and it looks like Tundo's going to be untapping, and hopefully if he draws some white cards, he can get right past that ooze.
I think Tundo just took 6 and dropped to 9. I'm guessing he named Vigilance.
It's hard to know. I'll have to.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna assume so.
I will get that updated right now. He's tapping down the Reckoner. Good choice. Very well. That's probably the best choice.
All right, so Evan Lee's going to take that game. Vince Tundo threw an attack out there to see what he'd be able to do. I don't believe we quite had the life totals correct. We're going to take a break here. I'm going to actually go try to figure out how to do the life totals a little more fluidly for our viewers here. I hate that I have to flicker for you guys. So, but we'll be right back, and we're heading to Game 2 as Tundo drops Game 1 to Evan Lee here in the top 8 of the Gatecrash Super Draft. All right, we're heading into game 2 here. We're going to be joined by John Gapinski, so that way while we watch this round, we can discuss some of the exciting things going on here at GameCore over the next few months. Also discuss the added prize of this event, other than just the boxes of Gatecrash that were generously put up. 8 boxes apiece were handed out after the initial draft. Each player receiving 33 prizes and then drafting with 3 of them.
So what game are we in?
Going into game 2, and looks like we're leading off with a Dutiful Thrill.
You really can't see what these cards are.
Mm-hmm. And he looks like he's going to battle there. You're leaving?
Yeah, I'm right leaving. Okay. So if I'm not going to be doing this, there's no point in saying. So thanks for letting me do it, John. Those are the first 2 games.
All right, so the Daring Skyjack hits the board, and we also have the Cartel Aristocrat on the board for Vince Tundo, and John's officially with us now. How you doing today, John?
Pretty good, pretty good.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us here as we got some battling going on, like they're Boros decks or something. But
right.
So looks like we have a -3 to Evan Lee.
I haven't seen Orzhov be aggressive today at all.
No, Vince has that deck, though. You should have seen what happened in game 1. It was unbelievable.
So it worked out.
Tundo has 3 white mana in a row. Plays the Boros Reckoner. What was it again?
17-16.
Okay.
Lead 16.
Right. Okay, so we have Evan Lee at 16 and 17 for Vince Tundo. But basically, it was a turn 3 Boros Reckoner. Turn 4, he Gista Vorzovid it, and Evan had the 1 removal spell in his deck. Just waiting for this bomb monstrosity. I mean, it was unbelievable. But
well, I'll tell you what, with Evan stuck on 2 land here, and I don't even...
What do you say about what's going on right here?
Looking at it, Vince, is stuck on 3, but... Yeah, it's really hard for us to keep up with Extort, that's for sure. You never really know.
And this is just an incredible... Tundo stuck on 3 land.
Yeah.
I mean, the curve that's happening right now is just ridiculous. And,
right.
Tundo's going to take this game in
so
really quick fashion.
So let's talk about this a little bit because...
we're going into game 3 here.
Oh, this is going into game 3 now.
So Evan Lee won game 1.
Okay.
Vince Tundo just won game 2.
Yeah, that was stupid.
We got life totals going back to 20. And John, I've been teasing it, but I haven't told our listeners yet what exactly you're giving away to the winner of this tournament, other than the Gatecrash booster packs.
Yeah. So for the winner of this event, there's actually 2 additional prizes that they're going to receive. First of all, they're going to have a 1-round bye at the GameCore Championship, which this time around, this is our growing season. And what I really want to get across is that this is something that we intend to grow, and really, I don't want to overstate it. I don't want to say, hey, we're looking to be the next Star City Games, but we're looking to do what Star City Games and Magic's
but we're
doing.
looking to be the next Star City
Yeah,
Games.
we're looking to be the next Star City Games. And the only way to do that is to up the ante, and so that's what we're going to be doing. So. Keep your eyes peeled for the GameCore Championships, Season 3. That's going to be held in June. And I can tell you that the prizes that we've been mulling over are absurd. So they're going to win a 1-round bye to that. The same day as the GameCore Championships, we are going to have an 8-man cube draft for $1,000. Winner takes all, no split C's. Everybody's got to man up for this one and have the stones to win it out. So that will be live streamed as well. For any of you that like Cube, that's probably going to be some pretty cool stuff to see. And
is that invite only for that?
That is invite only. Actually, there are 5 GameCore Championship Series events leading up to the GameCore Championships, and this will be the second one. The first one was our Legacy tournament last month, and this limited one is the second one. Next, let's say March 16th, the Modern Pro Tour Qualifier that will be held here at GameCore, the first one in Erie, which is looking to be pretty huge, being that it's a tri-state area, equal drive pretty much from Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. No doubt that is going to be a huge event. That will award a spot. The standard event in April will award an event or an invitation. And the team event that will happen in May? Yeah, May, right before the championships will offer an invite. And then the other 3 invites, one is taken because it's the GameCore Championship Series champion from last year, Shane Kelly.
Okay.
And then the other 2 spots are going to come from a pretty unique place. One is actually going to be chosen by Twitter voters during the GameCore Championship. So the person that gets the most votes from people viewing them on Twitter during the tournament will end up with that spot. So
Now, are they only voting amongst active players in the tournament?
yes,
or?
only players that are in the GameCore Championship Series championships will be eligible for it.
So no commentators would be able to jump up and say, hey, try to lead a campaign since I got all the airtime anyways, I guess.
Well,
I
mean,
want to abuse it.
I guess everybody wants to be your friend because, you're going to have some influence here. Real quick, in the game, is that a Boros key rune?
Yes, that is a Boros key rune. And there's also a Warmind Infantry, I believe is the name there. Yep. And
Yeah, I love the red guy that gets +2.
oh, he's huge.
He's a 2/3, so he survives a lot of the 2-power
Oh.
combat, and then he's always swinging for 4.
Evan Lee has a frontline medic in his hand.
Ouch.
So
I got to tell you, I do not like the Boros key rune. It is easily my least favorite.
we're getting a Warmind Infantry smited here. And Arrows of Justice sits in Evan Lee's hand again. That's 1 Arrows of Justice that took out a Boros Reckoner wearing a Gist of Orzhova. But yeah, it was that Arrows of Justice is gonna do Evan Lee some work, I feel like.
That's the 4 damage to an attacking or blocking creature. Yeah, that card is brutal. So, one of the things I really wanted to get a chance to talk to you about, since you have also bore witness to all of the
Say again?
since you've been right here with me as I was holding the hand cams or the draft cam, if you will. Both players had a very similar strategy. Chris writes earlier going with an Orzhov kind of a feel, and then Vince Tundo doing the same thing. And one of the observations that I made was that both of these players were kind of afraid to come out of their comfort zones. They took white and or black cards in the beginning and then just passed absolutely amazing off-color stuff in like picks 3, 4, 5, and so forth. And I just kind of thought, do we not just pick the best cards for the first, pack or 2 instead of just being like, I'm going to force the issue here? Or is this a format where you think you just force the issue?
I think you're able to force the issue. We're going to get a life total update here. All right, so a big attack there by Tundo drops Evan Lee down to 13 life, he said, or 15 life?
You know what? I wasn't paying attention.
I believe it was 13, he said. So that's what we're going to roll with. He'll give us another update soon here. But no, I think you're able to force things here. I talked to a lot of players. I know Aubrey forced Gruul in both drafts. He just said, I'm playing the green-red guys, and threw him out there. So I believe we just saw an Arrows. Not 100% sure exactly how that went down, but we had a Devour Flesh take down the Guardian of the Gateless, so that's going to be a 3 life gain for Evan Lee. Now who takes 4? What did he say?
Hey, Aubrey.
Say again? 22-7. All right, so 22-7 here. Not correct on Evan Lee's life total at all. So we're missing extort triggers here.
Yeah, and that's going to happen. It's that's one of the things. Look, for all of you that are viewing right now, please take the time to go ahead and message us at facebook.com/Gamecore so that we can get information from you guys as to what we can improve. Clearly, the screen is really fuzzy at this point. We will look into that. We have a 1080p camera. I know it has to do with the Twitch setup here by Sir Axel. he wants to make sure that we're not dropping any kind of frames, and we will work to correct that kind of stuff. But anything else that we can do to make this presentation better, we are thoroughly committed to do so.
We have a mythic, John. It is a Hellkite Tyrant, a 6/5 flying trampler.
22 to 3.
All right, so life total there.
3.
22 to 3, and yeah, we're on Hellkite alert here. So John's gonna go ahead and finish. Telling
Okay,
you
so
about
Hellkite Tyrant, 6/5 flying trample. Whenever Hellkite Tyrant deals combat damage to a player, gain control of all artifacts that player controls. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 20 or more artifacts, you win the game. So basically just a giant 6/5 creature
Yes.
with flying.
And
Is that a Gruul Rage Beast?
very well might be.
That was clutch. And I'm wondering here with Evan at 3, man, all Tundo had to do was play a 3-drop or less and extort 3 times, but now he's going to lose one of those extort guys, which is going to really help. I kind of feel like he should have probably taken out the flyer.
Executioner's Swing.
Oh, he
It
dealt
dealt
damage,
damage
this
when
turn,
he
yeah.
fought, yeah. So a really good, probably the best use of Executioner's Swing
And he
you're going to
extorts
see in
him.
a long
Evan
time.
goes to 2, and he's got 2 creatures that he can attack with. So this game is wrapped up, barring. Yep, and he extorts him for 1 instead of 2. Does he not know that extort stacks?
He only has 1 permanent with Extort.
Is that not a syndic
No,
of
that's
tithes?
that's a Denzian.
All right.
So, tapping the Kingpin's pet, and I'm starting to think maybe Tundo did not flip off Evan when he had that Arrows of Justice in game 1. It looks he's been doing that motion quite a bit. It looks like when he Arrows of Justice did, it looked like he kind of gave him a playful little hand gesture there. Not Tundo's style, I can
No,
assure
no,
you
no.
all, but it was quite funny to see.
Well, now here's what I'm wondering. So I thought those were 2 syndics, but apparently you're saying that was that 2/3 white guy that whenever something comes into play, you get to untap something?
2/2, when a white creature enters the battlefield, you tap target creature.
Tap target creature.
So
Okay.
whenever he draws a white creature, he's able to knock a flyer or knock a blocker out of the way.
Okay, so that's why Evan went for him. Okay, because I was wondering, because why wouldn't you take out the extort guy? I thought he was at that point. So
It looks like we have a spell at least. A lot of land here for Mr. Tundo. That Debtor's Pulpit is really kind of being a pain here. But starting to look like Extort's just going to get him there.
2 life, I can't see how it does.
Yeah, the Hellkite can't attack.
22 to 3. I wonder
All right.
something.
That's the
dead dragon.
Yep, destroy target creature. He's going to mill some cards off his opponent, and we apparently jump the gun on one of these life gain triggers here.
Well, I'm pretty sure this ends the game anyways, right? Because we got 2
Extorts
flyers
at once. Now my life totals were correct.
and that's game.
Yeah, they're going to pick him up, move to game 3.
Vince Tundo. No, that was game 3. Remember game 2 was that real
geez.
quick
Yeah.
little.
All right, so Tundo moving along then.
All right, good stuff.
I was nervous after he dropped game 1. I thought I picked him to be my favorite. I'm saying in the middle of pack 2, I'm like, how can anybody possibly have a better draw than Tundo does right now? I think Tundo's deck's phenomenal. I think it's
Really?
exactly why you want to play Orzhov. Like, it's the most popular deck when it works to me, but the color combination in the guild as a whole has more unplayables than the rest of them.
Yeah,
So it can blow up in your face if it's a crowded guild at the table. But
I like Boros over the Orzhov. To be honest with you, because I feel like the best extorters are in white anyways. And I like to just put that pressure on where I'm swinging each turn and I have the extort. Obviously, the Grizzly Spectacle is phenomenal. But, yeah, that's pretty awesome. So, I mean, after watching it, we clearly have 2 totally different views on the draft format, which, I think that lends to why Magic is such a great game.
yeah, and I think it's so funny that Grizzly Spectacle's like an amazing removal card.
Yeah.
Doesn't
yeah.
that speak to the format and how little removal's actually here for us in Limited when we're playing?
Well, kudos to Wizards for like chilling on all the removal is in Magic in general, because like overpowered removal just makes the playable number of creatures in a format be reduced. I mean, like you know, Olivia, for instance, how garbage would Olivia be in a format chock full of lightning bolts?
Yeah.
And it's just not, so cards that you can't normally play, you can now play, and now their nuances and abilities that maybe would be lost or buried if there was just like, you know, a ton of Doom Blades and good removal spells floating around. Now there's more creatures and you can play different strategies, and you see it in Standard and Modern. There's just, in Legacy, every format now is pretty well balanced. There's a new deck all the time.
Yeah, there is, and even the new format, Modern's just been. I mean, I know you've been with me testing a lot. We were, you were going to go to Toronto with us when me and Tundo and Dwyer all went up there and day two'd for you. You know, both of the other players finishing in the money, and then me scrubbing out pretty hard on day two. It was the longest of us in top 8 contention, though.
Right.
Picking up the first win round 1 on day 2. The only round of the event I got outplayed, by the way. It was the only round I won on day 2, and it was the only round of either day where I was like outplayed and like punted. Even my feature match with Dave Shields, like it was so evenly played. It was a really incredible match. It was unbelievable. I even forget what I was talking about.
Well, you know, as a Magic player, it's like, would you rather lose because you misplayed or because you just literally had no chance? Because I really hate going to a tournament and like just crushing people, and then all of a sudden I got that match and it's like no opportunity to win.
Well, personally, I would rather misplay.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Because when I misplay, I can at least walk away from the table and feel like I learned a lesson or I took something away from it. But when I just like brick 6 lands off the top of my deck, I'm left wanting to have been a game of Magic played mostly. Win or lose, if it's a good, well-fought game, I don't care. If I make a mistake that costs me the game, it's very easy to accept that to me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, well, of course a misplay cost me the game. You're at a Grand Prix, or you're in the finals, or whatever it is.
And especially misplays are subjective too. I mean, sometimes there's the obvious. Like sometimes you are Aubrey Reese in the finals against Shane Kelly, and you have the win on board, and you just don't see it.
Right. Or I lightning bolted a 2/3 Tarmogoyf with no instance in the graveyard yesterday on Moto, playing on the Team Gamecore online account.
I found out the hard way, actually, when I just got back into Magic at Lorwyn. Actually, when they gave away those super sweet Doran full art, full textless full art Dorans that are now worth like $250. They gave them away at like a state championships.
Oh, okay.
And I had just gotten back into it, and I was playing a Doran deck, and I had Nameless Inversion, which is both tribal and an instant. And here's this Tarmogoyf that's a 1/2 or whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna kill this thing. I don't know, I just got back into playing. I don't know all the rules real deep. And the guy that playing, he's like, no, I'm a judge. It doesn't die. And I'm like, you're crazy. Like, I'm gonna get a judge over here. And the judge came over, and was like, yeah, that Tarmogoyf's not gonna die. So.
Well, your top 8 competitors for today, since we have a question in chat for it. We just watched Vincent Tundo defeat Evan Lee. I do not have any other results for you as of now.
I did see Dan Rastatter lost to Zach Cromie.
Okay, so Zach Cromie moves on.
And I'm not sure what happened with the other matches, but I'll go get an update on those right now, because I'm pretty sure that they're all done, actually. So we'll have the next round coming real shortly here.
We also have Aubrey's Hank Weist, Jeremy Rowe in the top 8 here. Did that get to 8 people for us? That gets us to 7. We're pretty close. My list just got taken away from me. Oh, John Dwyer is the name I did not mention. So those are your top 8 competitors today. Zach Cromie, Vincent Tundo. Aubrey, get there or no? We'll be right back 1 second. We're going to determine feature matches. Please bear with us. You're heading into the semifinals of the top 8 at the Gamecore Super Draft event for Gatecrash. Really, since we've lost the ability to run release events, formal release events, this is something John did to try to keep people having fun with new sets as they come out, giving people an opportunity to win a whole bunch of packs, bump up their card pools and their selections. And really just, we talked about, too, the invitation to the invite-only cube draft to win $1,000 if you come out of that cube draft. Makes me want to spend some of your tickets on Moto and learn how to cube draft.
Right. Well, I do want to say, just so that everybody's clear, it is $1,000 in store credit. So,
right.
in GameCoreOnline.com, I know I keep saying it's about to be launched. Look, guys, I promise you, it is just so littered with red tape trying to get these things off. I mean, we got the cart, everything's built, the site is beautiful. You can actually play around with it and see it if you go to GameCoreOnline.com/GameCorp, C-O-R-P, without the S. It's some pretty good stuff. Now, I did say I'd get you guys the other results from the matchups. Aubrey did win 2-0. And we also got Jeremy Rowe, who won 2-0. So this round, we were going to feature Aubrey Reese versus Jeremy Rowe, but we decided that we probably ought to go ahead and get Vince Tundo back on here because we did get a chance to see his draft, and we do want to see what he can do with that draft, and especially because, you know, your two commentators have a very contrasting opinion on how that deck turned out and how they would have drafted it. So you can kind of hear us go back and forth, and I'll pretend like I'm letting Jim win the argument so you guys can all...
Oh, here we go. John, you know I win all the arguments in the end. I always get you.
Actually, and I'll tell everybody, for anybody that doesn't know Jim Reed and his beautiful voice, as you all know that much.
Dulcet tones.
It is very hard to argue with him because he's actually quite agreeable. Like, he has his opinion, but he's not pig-headed and stuck on his opinion. He's willing to listen and hear you out, and then when he makes his retort, he says it so nicely that you're just like, man, well, maybe he's right.
You know, Texas is listening and probably choking on something that he might be snacking on right now.
You know what? I don't think you can say something that would get Texas to choke on things. I'm pretty sure he says things that get people to choke on things. Yes, Be Mighty, thank you. And actually, Be Mighty did a lot of awesome work on this site, and I'm going to be in contact with you soon here, brother. So, but we are going to have Vince Tundo coming up here versus Zach Cromie. Zach is a very good player. I think you guys have probably seen him.
You know, he was the guy that played the Demir deck. Okay, like what he did with his Demir deck in the Swiss rounds on this camera was unbelievable, John.
Yeah.
He smashed his opponents into the ground. It was a lot of fun to watch. It makes me want to go like draft a Demir deck right now.
That's impressive because so just a little preface, not really to brag, but just to kind of shine some light on the situation. I've played in a pre-release and I've played in a draft, and I'm currently in a sealed as I'm going to be walking back here. So I'm now 8-0 in Sanction Limited in Gatecrash format. In Gatecrash format, by the way, I maybe it's just because I'm winning, but I absolutely love it. And I did end up taking home an extra guild pack, and for myself and my wife, because she likes to play Magic in the closet. There, she's like a closet Magic player. And she grabbed the Boros pack, and I grabbed the Demir pack, and I felt like I had the most broken Demir pack I had ever seen. And I kid you not, she beat me 4 matches in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, just stomping me, like making play mistakes, just doing whatever, and just stomped me. So if he just seriously smashed everybody with Demir, then mad props to Zach Crummy, because it's a lot harder than it looks.
Well, I know you got to get back to your event that you're playing in here. So if you like a card shop where you can get involved with the owner, here you've got one where he's playing in a sealed event with his guys right now, and you know, putting in prize support for himself and everything like that. So definitely just a great environment out here at GameCore, and we thank you for everything you do. Every week here, it seems like there's something going on, and I can't afford to make it out as much as I want to, I assure you.
Well, one day there will be game cores all over the world. And so that means there will be one near you.
All right, well, thanks for joining us again, and just make sure you put Leland in a headlock and get him back here to do life for me.
Gotcha.
All right. So I'll forge ahead here alone, doing the commentary as we watch. There's definitely, let's see, not even. Okay, so we're watching Vince Tundo against Jeremy Rowe, I believe it was. And Jeremy, two Bane Alley Brokers in his deck. Opened a Domri Raid in this draft. Did not play it. We see a Dimir Charm in his hand. And the Assault Griffin hits the board for Tundo. 3 Hands of Binding in Jeremy's deck as well. So it looks like Tundo's got his work cut out for him here. He's not going to be walking over anything too easily. Norzov, Guildgate, Orzhov, Keyrune, Prophetic Prism, round out Jeremy's deck here. Not quite sure what that card is, along with our... I don't think we're playing against Jeremy Rowe here. In all honesty, I don't. I really apologize for the confusion. Yeah, this is going to be Zach Cromie. I apologize. So, sneak peek on Jeremy Rowe's deck, 3 Hands of Binding. Kind of want to see him play. That might be a Sage's Road Denizen. I'm not sure, though. But we have some battling going on from the Sprite. And Tundo's thinking about doing some blocking with his Assault Griffin here. And that is a Sage's Road Denizen. Fixing to do some trading with. Yep, there we go. Trades with an Assault Griffin. Tundo shows us he's got an Immortal Servitude, a Smite. He's got a lot of tricks here still going for him. And that is the 3/2 Extort creature, whose name escapes me at the moment. And we're watching Zach Cromie versus Tundo. Tundo remains on the right. Yeah, Syndicate Enforcer is what Zach just played here.
Did Zach Cromie just attack Tundo for 2?
Looks that way, yep.
Get it.
And Tundo forces him to discard 2 cards. Takes 2 damage as well, does Zach. Looks like we have a life total of 20 to 15.
What's the black?
Syndicate Enforcer? 3/2.
So you did 5 there?
Yes.
No.
No?
4. He didn't pump his guy, but the big spider thingy for 5. Which is pretty good. He really likes his colors.
I'm actually just going to slide over here for 1 second, so I'm going to be putting the microphone down. I'm going to let Leland put a headset on. Always better to have a little somebody to talk out loud at here, so I will be right back just 1 second as we see a Court Street Denizen hit the board for Tundo, and he passes the turn. All right, and I'm back with you here. We see the Sprite battle in for 2 more. And that drops Tundo to, I believe, 9. If our life totals are accurate here. We'll talk a little bit more about some of the other cards we haven't seen from Zach yet in this game while they shuffle up and get ready for game 2. What is that there on
It's a
Tundo's
Psychic
side?
Strike, I think it's called. It's a counter spell, and it makes him mill 2.
What was the creature Tundo played that's getting countered, though? Do
I
you know?
have no idea.
Okay.
It looks white, though.
Yeah, it's definitely white. We'll see what it is. Some of these cards, they start to look so similar. Night's Watch, so that's going to drop 2 1/1 white knights into play.
Well, it got
That's why we don't-
countered, so it's not going to
Yeah.
get the knights now. Looks like
still in play, though. I don't know what's
the
going on.
Aberration died. I think that's what it is. All right. Looks like we have the
Yeah,
judge
there's
over
a-
there. There's something.
Yeah, there's a judge
The
sorting some
mill
stuff
turn,
out.
yeah.
So let's go look at some blue, black, gold cards, try to figure out what that card to the right of the Syndicate is.
Something Aberration. I think. It's with Demir.
Yep. Yeah, consuming aberration. All right. Power and toughness equal to the number of cards in your opponent's graveyard. When you cast a spell, each opponent reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals a land card, then puts those cards into his or her graveyard. So grows itself even bigger.
It's looking like Tundo just lost that game. Yeah, scooping him up.
Yeah, that'll allow us to get the life totals reset a little bit better. Oh, I'm sorry. The other stream I'm looking at is behind. I don't know what you guys are looking at right now, but that'll be the end of that game.
This game 2.
Yes, we'll be going to game 2.
All right. Well, Zach Cromie looks like he's been in Demir pretty much the whole time.
I haven't seen much of Zach Cromie play before. Is he an Erie guy?
No, he's definitely from out of town. He pretty much comes here for the Saturday events, and he's pretty good though.
Yeah, he's he is a regular around here though a little bit. Looks like he's from
Googled
Edinburgh.
him and everything else.
Yeah, pulling up his Facebook.
Pretty quick.
Yeah, Zach, if you're sitting at home, you might want to tighten up your security settings. It's pretty easy. Okay. Well, Amart, make sure you post something on his Facebook page about how he's playing on camera right now and steamrolling my buddy Mr. Tundo. And again, you're watching the semifinals for the Super Draft Gatecrash pseudo release event. Obviously, Wizards stopped doing formal release events. That's why you all get your promo cards on Friday at FNM. And as we said, we're watching the semifinals. Vincent Tundo against Zach Cromie. Orzhov versus Demir.
Yep.
So
Demir came out on top game 1.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and guarantee you guys, if you get me up over 30 live viewers right now, we'll give away a gift card of some kind through a trivia contest. I'm really curious who Amart is, but I'm not
Andy
sure.
Martin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's one of Chris's friends. All right.
I was going to say I don't want to, violate the anonymity of the internet, but
Yeah.
he's one of Tundo's buddies. Maybe I know him. We did some Andy Martin feature matches in the last event that I commentated. So
Yeah, he beat me with the bonfire for 8 and the Thunder Maw. It's pretty salty. I beat Tundo with Thunder Maw, so it's okay.
hard to get mad at a card when you've got it in your deck.
Yeah.
Even if it beats you.
Good thing for Tundo, there's no Thunder Maws in this format.
What's that?
We don't.
I still haven't started that round, so here I'll get in and commentate with Jim for
All right.
a few minutes.
We're gonna bring John back in,
I'm gonna.
and I'm gonna ask John. You wanna? I made an executive decision for you. I told people that we give away a small gift card if they got us over 30 live viewers. I don't know how you feel about that.
I'm cool with it. In fact, if they get us over 50 live viewers, I'll throw a Gatecrash Fat Pack in the mix.
Woo! All right. Well, now you're obligated,
hard.
and I'll give you guys a hint. If you don't tell them that we're doing giveaways, they're probably not going to come.
That's probably true. You know,
Any
if you guys
spies
give me over
on-
1,000 viewers, I'll throw in a box of Gatecrash. Give me over 10,000 viewers, I'll throw in a case of Gatecrash.
I like a case. I think a case sounds good. And you know what? We'll let that stand. We'll let that offer stand. You get us over 10,000 viewers for any live stream event, and we're going to give away a case of the most recent set. I'm comfortable with that. I don't know if I've ever seen the Star City games over 10,000 viewers, so I'm comfortable with that.
Well, look, and I don't condone, but I could never stop you if you were like tweeting on their feed to come check us out. I don't condone this, but like
It
I
seems
said,
grimy to me, but
it's pretty grimy.
it is
But
really difficult to stop anybody that's listening to us right now from just going into the Star City Games live stream and just typing, "I found a better stream. Come here, check this out." Gamecore all the way.
Yeah, I mean,
We have rabid fans.
they might do that, and if you guys do it, look, no love lost. But we're not pushing that. We're not recommending any of that.
Now, Texas, you have to let them know we will strictly not be offending anybody.
Right.
An admin for a page on Facebook.
No, I'm aware of it, and you know what? You definitely stick to the name. It's definitely
They nailed
offensive.
it, because I got to tell you, I have a pretty thick skin, and as much as I love a lot of the stuff they post, there's things on there that have me just like, no.
Yep. Well, because when you comment on it, all your friends see that you're commenting
Right.
on that kind of a post. So I won't touch that one for my life, mostly because of my wife. No rhyme intended. So, all right, so game one, I hear Zach Cromie took it with the Demir deck. What kind of was it? Poor plays, poor land?
I'm sorry, what was it that I got distracted there? How exactly did that first game play out again? Do you remember? Oh, Consuming Aberration was on the board.
Oh, that card is so bonkers.
Really, Cromie again just taking the Demir to the next level. Demir play right here is like what we're looking at.
Well, Consuming Aberration, by the way, I also had that because it was a guild pack. That card is quite unfair. Like, it is as big as the cards in the graveyard, not the creatures, not the whatever. There's a lot of cards in people's graveyards.
Especially like if you can pick up a Mind Grind too, like we've seen.
Yes.
We saw. I think Matt Bateshold in his original draft pool might have had both of those cards. He definitely had the Mind Grind.
I like Mind Grind, but if it doesn't finish them, sometimes it's just not.
I just feel like I want to draft Esper Mill every time I play this set. Really, all the Basilica guards, Holy Mantles, whatever.
Oh, and he
Devour
reveals
Flesh is sure not a land, but discard 2 cards and extort. That's certainly going to happen. So there will be a one point life total swing in each direction here. And
So how do you feel about cards like that in general? I've never been like a Mind Rot in limited kind of a guy.
honestly,
Lightning, sure.
I think it's a little misdirected here in Tundo's deck. The reason I don't mind it in this case is because it's a burn spell.
Right.
Like, he just dealt 3 damage to his opponent with it, and he's a fairly aggressive Orzhov deck. So I don't mind the fact that he's able to, with Extort, Tundo with the thumbs up again. He's got to use that pointer finger. But, yeah, definitely a card that gets more valuable when you're being aggressive and trying to burn your opponent some. Did not get much value from it there, I don't think, as we have 2 copies of this mystery card from Mr. Cromie here. So is that
I
a
think
Basilica Screecher?
Extort trigger there too?
Yes, that is a Basilica Screecher, 2 times 2.
Was there an extort trigger there?
Yes.
He's got
3
3
mana
mana
tapped,
tapped.
yeah.
Yep.
And a Basilica Guard, so.
With an Extort back, so.
Yes.
You know what I'm noticing here is I'm looking at Leland's screen, and it is much better looking than this giant monitor that we're looking at.
We need to spend some time, all of us together, like the whole production team, I think, and really mess with every setting. And I think resolutions got a lot better. When I started, looks like going to game 3. Tundo gets the aggressive start here. We're going to get our life caller back in here. I'm going to go.
Well, it looked like
see what I
also
can
Zach
wrangle.
had no blue mana, and I
Yes.
seen at least he had 2 blue flyers in his hand.
Yes.
So did he? I feel like that Cipher card that taps something down is quite brutal.
Especially brutal, and I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a deck in your top 8 right now with 3 of them.
And it's not Zach.
No.
Oh, it must be Jeremy Rowe then.
I thought that's who we were watching. I started looking at the deck list, and I was like,
That's interesting for sure. All right, well, so they're going to game 3 here.
Did you win your seal or what's going on?
Waiting for the second round. Jason Lux and them are slow.
They just Jason Lux just.
Jason Lux just won. All right, well, I'm going to give you back to James. My tournament's second round is going. Wish me luck. But I don't need it. I didn't say that. Nobody heard it.
Yeah, we've seen it a few times today.
All right, John had to leave and go do his sealed, which he pulled the absolute nuts in. I don't think it could get better than that.
Yeah,
His seal deck is insane.
as far as why it looks nicer now, I did some playing with the I did some playing with the resolutions and color values here, and for whatever reason, it looked a lot better when we started in round one. I feel like even than it is now, but. Yep, John had to dip out, unfortunately. He's, as we said, currently interacting with his customers and turning some magic cards sideways here. He's got quite the ridiculous sealed pool going on right now, playing Gruul colors.
Did he show it to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty good. All right. Well, we're watching them shuffle up here. Guys, if you have any questions at all to ask our judge, Judge Blaine, a level 2 from the Buffalo, New York area, who drove up with me actually to attend this event. If you have any questions for him, please let's build him up. I don't want to bring him on right now. He's currently obviously busy keeping track over these top fours, and we're more than happy to bring him in between rounds. If you have any questions for him, please just go ahead, put them in chat. And once we know we got a few built up, if we don't get to yours, feel free to repeat it once he's physically here. But I just want to make sure we have a couple saved up for him and ready to go. So they're taking a look at their opening hands. Let's see. And to give people an update. Actually, I don't have an update on the other match. I apologize.
Okay.
I feel...
Well, it looks like a screecher from Zach Cromie.
Yes. I feel at a disadvantage because I don't know what emeritus status is.
Judge.
Yeah, when is Judge Blaine going to be emeritus status? I just don't know.
So you said marital. I was like, really? You don't know what that... Okay. All right.
Oh, he's single,
so,
ladies.
Looks like Cromie drew that for the turn, so...
Playing a Sprite,
and
he's going to extort it.
Trigger.
So that'll be 21 to 19. And in response to the casting of the spell, Devour Flesh will happen. So it's going to be...
Still going to be an extort trigger.
There will still be the... Yep, there will still be the extort trigger that gets paid for.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, because 2 life from the Sprite.
Yep.
You're right, we just hadn't quite gotten there yet. We were still...
no, because...
Yeah, he gains 2 life off the Devour Flesh.
This was...
Yep. When the Sprite did it. Oh, wasn't the Sprite.
It was the
I
Basilisk
apologize.
creature.
You know what I mean.
Unfortunately for Tundo. Well, it could be good, but... Looks like he's going to get in here for 2. Moving that island.
He's
Yep.
playing with it. There we go. 17 to 23 of the life totals here.
You don't have to do that every time.
Attacks we're okay with. Just
Yeah.
every now and then give us an update. We'll
yeah.
be good. Yeah,
Yeah.
not every time. All right.
All right, looks like he's playing a Court Street. No?
Not course.
It
You
was
might be the
an executioner swing, so he's... maybe a Spell Rupture?
Yeah, I think that's
it's
the
a Spell
counter
Rupture.
spell. Yep.
All right. That's going to get countered.
And then what's the drawback there?
Pass the turn.
What else happens with spell rupture? Exile too, or?
No, I don't think there is one. It's just like pay X or something like that. I don't know. Is that a Whispering Madness in his hand? Or, I don't know what that is. Demir Charm?
Demir Charm, I believe,
Charm?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to
Yeah, he has 2 Demir Charms. So
battle with the
definitely
Sprite.
a possibility.
Can't imagine Tundo makes a trade here. Nope, just
All
takes
right,
2,
so
drops
takes
to
2,
15.
15.
And let's see.
Looks like he's going to play the blue Denzine or whatever it's called.
Is that the blue Denzi in there?
Yeah. It's going to mill Tundo too. Every time a blue creature comes into play, probably not going to be as relevant this game.
Yeah, probably not. Wasn't super impactful before, but it also doesn't look like this Demir deck is really aimed at the mill. strategy. So Sage's Rodent.
Yeah, he didn't. He decided not to include Whispering Madness in his deck, even though he drafted it. So
probably a fairly decent idea.
yeah.
All right, so we're 7 viewers away from giving away a gift card here.
Getting there. All right. So Chromie's going to attack for 3. You're going to see a block here. I don't see why not. I think he maybe wants to get the damage in for some reason.
What does the Griffin cost? 3 or 4?
4.
4. Okay. I thought maybe it was like an. Oh, okay. Smiting. He's smiting him.
Okay.
Perfect. But he will take 2. Drop to 13.
Mm-hmm.
And Demir
That's
Charm.
Sprite doing work.
Yeah, Demir Charm not able to kill an Assault Griffin here. Sure to be.
That's a big booty for it.
Yeah. It's the front though that gets him here. Keeps it from being a
Yeah,
little target.
Looks like he just has Swamp Island, Demir Charm.
I'm wondering what
Mm,
Zach's
drew
waiting
the-
for to do with this
He
charm.
drew the Aberration for the turn, so that's going to be relevant.
Tunda with a Devour Flesh in hand, so we'll
Oh, okay.
see. That looks like it's going to cost him a Sprite, but
Yep. That's okay.
yeah. Did we miss an attack for 3 from that Griffin here?
Oh, I believe so. And
he's
there's the Devour Flesh.
going to gain 2. And Consuming Aberration hits the board.
It's going to be a problem for Tundo.
Currently a 4/4. Thank you, Zach, for helping us out with a die there. So it looks like Tundo's got
Tundo does
gift.
have a lot of removal.
So 4/3.
That gift's going to
Yeah,
that's
gonna
nice.
do some work.
Oh, yeah. Chromie can't
And
really
did
do
I see
anything.
Zach with 2 lands in hand? So not even fixing to get a
Yeah, he has 2 lands and a
Consuming
Demir
Aberration
Charm.
trigger.
So
Oh, the Demir Charm
the
still there?
Demir Charm
Okay.
can pump the Aberration 2 at least, so... Good, we needed that. What's the total? What's the Griffin's?
4/3.
4/3?
Yeah, Griffin's a 4/3. Right. So 4/3 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what's
So-
life? What's life after the lifelink?
It's 17, 18.
Okay. Yep.
In favor of not Tundo.
So 18 to 17 for Zach, and we're gonna get a mill here off the Consuming Aberration. Looks like it hit exactly 1 card, which means that was a land.
Looks like there's no blocks here either, so it's what, 5 damage?
Yep. So Tundo to 12. Planning on doing some life gain to counteract things, and Court Street Denzian in his hand.
I think he got a couple of those in his deck.
Yeah, just a couple. 3.
Yeah.
He's got 3. It was quite silly how the drafting worked out there for him. Getting 3 of those is just,
Yeah.
even though he's more of a mid-range.
16, 14, Tundo.
Okay, so 16 life for Vince Tundo, 14 life for Zach.
Looks like he's going to Demir Charm his
The
Denzian. Yep.
And get a trigger off of Consuming Aberration. Now, what's that card? Tundo's hand. Aerial Maneuver? Aerial
Yep.
Maneuver!
It's aerial maneuver.
So that doesn't die. Thank you
Tundo,
very much.
Oh, well, wait a minute.
Evading Demir Charm.
Blaine.
He boarded.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
They weren't his main board, but there were 2 in Tundo's pool, so he
Alright.
boarded them in.
It's weird. I don't
Oh,
feel like
this-
that's good enough to main.
Demir Charm number, it usually would be, but he was
Yeah.
busy making sure he can play all 3 court Denzians. And
Apparently. Well, he has a cartel aristocrat. I think I'd rather have an aerial maneuver over that.
Aristocrat actually did a lot of work for him in the last round.
Did it?
Wow. Okay. So
All right. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's like 12 counters on the Consuming
and
Aberration.
Tundo falls.
The game goes to Zach Chromie. I don't know what
What
happened
game was
there.
that?
3, 2, 2, 3, 3. I'm just gonna shut up.
3.
3. All right.
Okay,
So
so-
Zach Chromie takes
Yep.
it with his.
That'll end the round. We got
Demir.
a final here to go, and I think I might try to do the finals with Tundo here, so we can relive the bad beats. Really a very strong deck, though. I don't think he can really complain. Zach is just the Demir mastermind here, and just spent all day. I mean, he clearly forced Demir. The fact
Yeah,
that he's in it
yeah.
twice really, to me, means he forced
a
it.
lot.
He saw.
Well, he could have first picked the consuming aberration too.
Yeah, he could have, but I guess even to just keep with it despite a consuming aberration and to
Yeah.
not play black, white, splash,
He
blue.
obviously got past pretty good cards too.
I
but
feel like that's what I would like if I pulled a consuming aberration. I'd think I was Orzhov with a blue splash, personally.
Jeremy Rowe took all the.
But I'm reevaluating Demir as I watch it here because it was a very
it's very good today.
yeah, and we're not even he's headed to the finals and he's not the guy with the three of the best cards for the deck, and Jeremy Rowe's
Jeremy
got him
Rowe
in
has
the
three
hands
hands
of
of
binding.
binding. Yeah.
So I have a sneaking suspicion that's who he's going to be playing against. So that would be Demir against Orzhov. And we'll be back soon. Give you guys an opportunity to help us spread the word. Get up over 20 viewers here. If we get to 20 viewers, we do a prize giveaway. I'm guessing it'll be about between $10 and $20 worth of gift
Yeah.
cards. I'm not sure what John has in mind. I will find out for you. It might be split up over a couple. But since we've only got the finals left, I would imagine it would be one larger gift card. You get us over 1,000 live viewers in the next hour that we'll be streaming.
Yep.
Good luck, but we will be giving you a box of Gatecrash, and 10,000 viewers, and we'll give away
a
a case.
case.
We probably
Not gonna
split that
happen.
case up a little bit, so that way we got 10,000 people here and only one person wins anything. But I feel like if somebody gave me a free case of Gatecrash right now, they'd be
Yeah.
a friend of mine for
Be
life.
pretty happy.
All right, everybody. Well, I thank you very much. Hopefully nobody's out there learning how to create zombie robot computers to log in and view the stream
Log in,
to
yeah.
tweak the numbers. But we're going to go on break, and I'll be back to commentate the finals with Vincent Tundo, who just walked in the room with a sour expression on his face. But, he's after a prize split, I'm sure he's okay. He's willing to live and let live. So we'll be back shortly, and thank you very much for joining us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, ready to head into the finals here between Zach Cromie and Aubrey Reese. So any friends of Aubrey, we know that we have officially hit enough viewers to give away a gift card today.
Oh, nice.
Mr. Tundo. It's a Monday.
It is a Monday.
All right, so we're
It's
going to
a
give away
Saturday, folks.
We're going to be brainstorming a trivia question here, trying to think of what we can do to give away some prizes here. It's going to be a $15 Game Core gift
nice,
certificate.
very nice.
If you're not a local player, you will be able to. Can you find Leland for me? Leland? If you're not a local player, they're going to be launching a GameCore website soon where you're going to be able to purchase singles and products, sleeves, deck boxes, playmats, everything. And you'll be able to purchase those things online. So while that's not open quite yet, you should still put yourself in the running for that gift certificate. And the way you're going to try to enter that gift certificate to win, they're good to start. The way that we're going to give away that gift certificate is by having people message the Facebook for GameCore, as we're going to have Leland join us here in 1 second. He's going to fix the names and the life totals here as we get started. And that is Aubrey on the right of your screen, leading off with... Well, Tono, you've been in the field facing these guys, and I'm not super good at pointing them out. So who's that guy there on the right? The green dude. I know what he does. I just don't know the name. He can't be blocked except by flyers.
I am not actually sure. I haven't played against Aubrey today, or actually any green-red deck, to be honest. Let's see. We got his deck list right here. Is that the split guy?
He's a 1/1 that can't be blocked except by creatures with flying, and now the flyer here is actually going to be threatening a much more damage. Obviously, a significantly better card. Trying to get the Cloudfin Raptor. I'm sorry.
That glare's killing me, man.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
I don't have.
So we got the
And
1-2
Ember Beast.
Store.
Yep, the Screecher on Zach's side, and an Ember Beast for Aubrey, who Aubrey looks to have the more impressive board currently, but that Raptor could really be a problem. Did I not see a land there? Okay. So 2 more lands. One's a Guildgate. We got another.
I did not see a Guildgate when I played him.
I want to know who beat Jeremy Rowe, because Jeremy Rowe had 3 Hands of Binding in his deck today.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
These Demir players.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. But I'm thankfully throwing his deck list across the room, because that would just be painful to watch. That's one of the rogues here, I believe. 3/2 unblockable.
Nope.
Death Call
It is
Rogue?
the blue-black Guild Mage.
Oh, Guild Mage, I apologize. Duskmantle Guild Mage for Zach's side.
I'm actually
And
seeing
he
quite
attacks
a few
for
cards.
3 there,
I'm seeing quite a
and
few cards that I
extorted
did not
once
see.
when he played the Guild Mage. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm seeing a lot of cards that I did not see in our match
Yeah,
when we just played.
yeah.
What's the red?
I don't think I saw the Guild Mage.
That's a 3/4 can't attack or block alone, the Ember Beast. And he swings in for 4, and is that okay, a 2/4?
I believe so.
Okay.
It is a 2/4. That's all it is.
All right, so I'm trying to see what it is that Zach's got here. Zach's really impressed me today with his ability to play the Demir decks here.
Is this what he played in
He
early rounds?
played Demir in the Swiss and
Nice.
played it again. Had the Hands of Binding last time, didn't so much this time, but nonetheless made it to the finals. So.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be muting the microphones for just 1 second. Names are wrong. Names are wrong. So we got Aubrey Reese on the right, not Vincent Tundo. And but yeah, we're going to be muting the microphones here so we can try to figure out what our trivia question will be. Not sure how interesting we're going to get here.
You wanna make it magic related or
Probably magic related.
okay?
All right. Well, we'll be right back as we watch Zach get into an aggressive state. We're going to turn the mics back on, provide you with updates, but don't be alarmed if they're off. All right, so we're pretty excited. We got a good trivia question for you. We're going to give it to you after round 2 here. And Vince, do you mind going to grab a life total update since we forgot to jump back in and provide them with updates? All right, so make sure you're drawing upon all of your magical knowledge while you get ready for this game to end so that we can do the giveaway for the $15 GameCore online gift card. Okay, so Leland's on the ball anyways. 10 to 13 is the life totals. We got a 2-3 flyer with Evolve here. We got a Screecher and a Guild Mage and an Ember Beast, a 1-1 flying without flying, and then the 2-4 on Aubrey's side of the board. Not a whole lot of Gruul decks made it on the camera today. If they did, they all had the name Aubrey Reese. I can promise you that.
Yep.
And that is a Syndicate. 3-2 with Extort. Don't believe he had any extra mana to extort it, but grew the flyer by 1 power and toughness.
No.
And the flyer now serves in for 3, dropping Aubrey to 10 damage.
Now, what kind of a removal are we looking at for Aubrey's deck to get him out of this?
Well, as far as
Classic
removal's
guys.
concerned, looks like he's pretty light. It's going to likely have to come from red here. He's got 2 massive raids that 2 mugging that could help him considerably.
Well,
They would just really kind of push some damage through if
I think
Aubrey
we're going
gets
to see something
defensive.
here.
We're seeing a okay. So target creature gains +1, +2, and Death Touch.
Is it the Burst of Strength? Or-
No, that's the Blood Rush
Oh, that's
to give
the
+1,
Blood
+2,
Rush.
and Death Touch.
A little thinned out on Zach's side there
Yeah,
now.
Wasteland Viper was the name of that card there.
Okay, Wasteland Viper.
Neat little combat trick.
Yeah, definitely for 1 green.
It is a 3/4 Cloudfin Raptor. Really the one card that I think
Oh, little mistake there. He's throwing. He's just.
the nerves.
Yeah. So that just answered my question. I was going to say, how many cards does Zach have in his hand?
0.
Apparently. Do we know how many Aubrey has? He keeps a tight grip on there, and
Yeah, he's very casual when you play Aubrey. It's
Yeah.
never.
I'm the same way. My opponent Zach last round, he was moving so quick, and you could actually see all his new cards were bent because he was snapping them so hard. He was very excited to play Magic.
Well, I know myself personally. Typically, when I'm in a long tournament, my hands tend to generally get cold, so from lack of like circulation. So a lot of times when I've seen myself play on camera, my hands are shaky, and I'm not really nervous at all. Or other times I like bounce my legs just out of force of habit, and that'll like force it to look like my hands are really shaky. So I've been told I look nervous on camera, but I watched my feature match in Toronto, the 14 seconds I was on camera. Texas and Donnie Rice got more airtime than me when I got the feature match.
Did they follow him as he walked away, too, I think?
But anyways, I've thought I looked good there. I wasn't too shaky. I actually looked really confident. Like every time I played a card, I was like, I look like that's going to win the game. And like usually when it's a Splinter Twin on a Deceiver XR, there's a reason you look like it's going to win the game.
Arbor Elf.
Yeah, you had double Path to Exile. Of course I'm going to win.
So it just hit the board there for Zach. Oh, it's coming back. Okay.
Andy Martin pointing out that this is, I don't know how he did in the Legacy event, but this is the first GameCore streamed event where Shane Kelly's not been in the finals. So
That is true.
clearly a
That is
very,
true.
very good player.
Yes. But good for everybody else.
Yeah.
they finally got it.
Who's in 9?
Operates 9 and Zach's 8.
Okay. So, yep, 9 to 8 here. An extort trigger goes off to change the life totals here. And it's 8 for Zach,
Turns
9
up
for
and
Aubrey.
sideways.
Is it the Vigilance guy? No, Double Striker.
That's the double
Ooh.
striker. That's going to be pretty big with the beast next to it.
Yeah. It's going to get some work done. That card's just ridiculous. I'm going to get everybody
And we knew that
Or
he only had
text
2
here.
lands in his hand, and he just played one. Did he draw something? Did he draw a creature?
I don't.
I think he did.
Yeah, Sprite.
Yes. Okay, he did.
That's a Sprite.
Well, that's good, because at least he can.
From
He
black.
can he can chump the double striker if he needs to.
But yeah, that's the Wrecking Ogre, which has for 5 mana, 3/3 double strike.
Or is that no? That's
No, that's definitely.
that's that.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah, that is the Towering Thunderfist on the board. So 1 white mana gains vigilance until end of turn.
Okay. Not as impressive as the double strike, but
And honestly, I don't know. Now in Gruul, it's a different story, but in Boros, I don't even think the Thunderfist is playable.
I don't know if I would have attacked there. To be honest,
With the Raptor?
Yeah, it's because it seems like those 2 are definitely coming in at least,
Yeah, you got
and he's not going to be able to block.
2 guys with 4 toughness that he can't do anything about.
Yeah, and, he,
Continue to get poked by the 1/1.
and that's the combat trick, right? The give a blue and pump it one.
This guy?
Yeah.
No, he's just Evolve.
Oh, he's in the
Yeah, he's a
okay.
3/4 flyer right now
Oh, okay. I thought it
with
was.
Evolve.
I didn't see that either. It looked like the pay a blue and give him a +1, -1.
Yeah, that's the Sprite.
Oh,
right
that's
here.
the Sprite. Okay. Blurry cards.
So there actually looks to be counters on that creature. So I don't know what his power and toughness is, but there's definitely a reason why that Sprite is not getting in there to battle.
Yeah. See, and
Now this is where
I'm surprised that the.
Gore Clan Rampager just falls out of Aubrey's hand, and this game ends right now,
I'm
right?
surprised. Does Aubrey not have white mana in play right now?
Aubrey does not have white mana right now.
okay.
He's not even playing white mana, just green and red.
Oh, okay. He's not playing a single.
Yeah, so that Thunderfist just taps to
Okay.
attack his
Alright.
deck.
Tapped and attacking. That's all you need to do.
Gotcha.
Looks like we're gonna see the game.
Yep, there it is. I called it. The Rampager falls out of his hand, pumps. That's 8 damage directly to Zach, and that's the end of game 1.
Going to a game 2.
So,
Here we go.
yep, game 1 to Aubrey Reese as he gets 1 step closer to winning entry to the Winnegrand event. And Vince, it's time for our trivia contest
Yes, it
here.
is. I think you should say it.
We're giving away a $15 GameCore gift card here, and as we said, the topic for your trivia question is Magic. Big surprise.
Yeah.
Throwing a little bit of a monkey wrench into the works here, because our trivia question for you, while pertaining to Magic, is, and again, you have to send your response in to the GameCore Facebook page. The first person to send the correct answer to the GameCore Facebook page will win a $15 gift card. We're joined by John Kopinski, who will be able to check that for us, and he will announce the winner, as I'm sure he'll be proud to do. But here's your trivia question, Magic related. You ready, John? You don't know what it is.
No, I don't know what it is.
What object killed the basilisk in the Chamber of Secrets in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets? Magic related question, is it not?
Absolutely. It was
Absolutely it
a,
is.
it was a sword.
John, this is the trivia question.
Oh, I thought you just asked me.
No, this is the trivia question.
Oh, all right, new trivia question. Hey, by the way, wait, was
All
I
right.
right? Was I right?
This is the Sword of Gryffindor, and you ruined it, and
Well-
people were handing it out, and now you stole all of our thunder.
Hey, well, look.
Did you,
know
win your match at least?
No.
That no wonders you're so distracted
Yeah.
and not paying any attention to it.
I kept a one-lander in Game 3.
So maybe next time we just leave Tundo in the booth and
Hey, you know what you never do? You never keep a one-lander
no.
in a Game 3.
It's weird. It's like you tell people that are new that play that game all the time.
Oh,
but-
by the way, I didn't know that the correct answer was a sword. I just assume if you asked me how somebody was, how they slayed something, I would say a sword all the time if I don't know.
It's a big snake, man.
Well, what else you could kill it with? Like, exterminator
It's
gas?
Harry Potter. Use a spell.
That's true. Cast something.
Well, anyways, all right. So I'm just going to keep it in this same realm here. Another one we considered. What object did Harry use to destroy the book that Tom Riddle's memory was trapped in? So that's the answer, or that's the question. Go ahead and give us the answer as our
Thank you,
listeners
Amart.
yell at you for.
Wait a minute. If A-Mart is Andy Martin, we cannot have a Harry Potter-based question.
Why is he cheating? Does he
It's
know them all?
super biased. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's captain of the Quidditch team at Edinburgh, and that's not a joke.
Well, he's already answered the new question, so
Yeah, see, but send in.
That's him.
Yeah.
We know that's Andy Martin. We've been talking to him.
Yeah, sorry, Andy. Don't be salty, but there's no way a Harry Potter question is going to be the the real one. By the way, it was a sword again, right?
No,
He didn't beat it with a sword.
no,
It's
it
probably
was
a
a
spell or
book.
something.
He killed a book, so.
I would totally.
But
kill a book
we don't
with a
know.
sword.
We got to go on Facebook, see if we have our answer here. But yeah, I don't know if it's right to take that away after we already announced it. I didn't know that. in all
Yeah,
honesty.
no, it's all right. That's the beautiful thing is that.
So your executive decision. You're the one that has to face Andy, who just probably answered it right.
Andy knows that I love him, and that I know that he has a fond. He's very fond of salt, so he's cool with it. And maybe he can get the real question.
All right.
answered.
Well, we'll mute our microphones. Try to come up with something here.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Mute.
All right, folks. So we're going to do something more related to the stream and what you've been watching so far. So the first person that can correctly identify, do we want to do all of?
Well,
3/4?
I'm looking at it. We're at 27 viewers, and the one thing that I'm realizing is most of those were not here for most of the stream. So now I'm
Correct.
kind of like thinking that's probably not.
It's a
fair
little
either.
lame.
Yeah, it's a little lame. Okay,
Who- you
so
want- okay, how
here's
about-
what we want. We want the first person to put the date of GameCore and Erie's first ever Pro Tour qualifier. We want the date and the start time. Yeah. And you have to put the tiebreaker is who puts the best compliment for yours truly and Tim Reed.
Tiebreaker's time, but feel free. Like
Yes.
whoever does it first.
Come on, I wanted to see how many people would do that.
But feel free to include nice compliments for both of us as well.
All right, so that's the one. So go ahead and start slapping that stuff on there. We're going to get back to this finals action between Zach Cromie and Aubrey Reese. We've seen Aubrey at the top tables here a couple times. He's up a game. For those of you who watched our stream at the GameCore Championships Season 2, you've seen Aubrey Reese punt pretty hard to Shane Kelly. He had a Geralf's Messenger that he could have...
Wasn't a messenger, but same point.
Yeah, sure. It was a creature, and he could have sacrificed it to keep his aristocrat alive through a wrath effect, but he thought he could only sacrifice humans. So he lost the finals and a chance to be in the 8-man win-a-grand, and now up a game, he has an opportunity to get that spot back.
And the Ember Beast now alone. And John, you just played with that enchant land that Aubrey just put into play. I don't even know have any idea what it does. So why don't you explain to them
Okay.
what that does?
So what it does is it buys you time if you are playing a deck with a high mana curve. Because that card, for 3 mana, enchants a land, and it basically fertile grounds you. You can tap for mana of any color, in addition to the land, the mana that land would produce. And in addition to that, you gain 2 life when you play it, so it kind of buys you some time, and it ramps you up. So if you're playing the higher cost creatures, that card is very good, very underrated. It was very good for me. But you can't keep a 1-land hand, because if you do that, you don't get 3 mana to play that card.
So, John, I'm surprised we've yet to see an Alpha Authority plus Madcap Skills deck today. Nobody pulled together that combination.
What is Alpha Authority?
Enchanted creature has hexproof and can't be blocked by more than one creature. So now your creature both cannot be blocked unless it's blocked by more than one, and it can't be blocked by one creature. So it makes your guy unblockable, as well as having Madcap Skills.
That seems pretty good.
And it has hexproof, so no 3-for-1 for you.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like that would just end the game.
It sounds like Butcher's Cleaver on a Invisible Stalker. It's like pretty much what that sounds like to me.
Actually, in the sealed, another really good combo with that is the Pro Creatures enchantment and the one that gives lifelink. That's a pain.
So, do you want to log in to the Facebook over there? Or-
I do, but I kind of want to focus on this match. These matches will all go up on YouTube, by the way. Unfortunately, we did not get to the highlight in time. And Twitch deletes your streams if you don't do it. So for the Legacy event, we do not have any of those videos that you can go back and watch. So fail on my part. Do we have an accurate life total here?
No, Leland has disappeared, so we haven't had anybody to track life for
All
us.
right.
So Mr. Tundo's going to join in, and I'm going to hop on the controls here.
Seems like Zach here, drawing all blue mana, probably has some black cards in his hand, and he's just kind of like, yep, all black cards. So he's kind of like doing the F.
2 for Aubrey, 5 for Zach.
22 to 5. So looks like we will be crowning Aubrey Reese, and we will need to go ahead and get the winner of this. Let's see.
Logged in as me there.
Are you able to see it from your page?
I wouldn't be able to see messages. These will be private messages.
Oh, these are going to be private messages. Okie dokie.
So, yeah, I think Aubrey has gone ahead and pulled down a victory here. Just looks like they're discussing the decks. Zach doing just an amazing job of piloting these Dimir decks all day, and I'm glad somebody did it because everybody's been writing that guild off in this set. Zach clearly is seems a little bummed about it. Obviously, an invitation to win a grand is definitely a really nice thing here. But we're going to work on pulling Aubrey Reese in so that way we can discuss things with him. John, do you want to take that interview? Since your buddy got the... All right. All right,
Yeah.
so we're taking a look at the messages here, so bear with us.
Oh, Jake also knew that it was a sword. March 16th at 1 p.m. That is the correct answer. My bald head is nicer than a bowling ball.
So
That's definitely counts as buttering me up, I think.
and I'm not bald at the moment, so does that count? Because when we
Oh,
say
yeah, it was
when we
about-
say it was about both of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are far from bald. In fact, you are kind of like a Sasquatch when it comes to how much hair is on you.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so Joe thought that the snake was killed with a mirror.
You should go read Harry Potter because it's not as silly as it sounds.
Yeah, and then a sword, a basilisk fang. March 16th at 8 a.m. That is when registration begins. 1 p.m., by the way, is also wrong, Jake Sleece, but John is sexy, that, and Jim is great at cuddling. Tundo has the hugest appetite.
Has the hugest appetite.
No, it's actually Tundo has.
Remember that time you offered to buy dinner and Tundo taught you to never do that again?
Yeah, he definitely taught me to never do that again because you know what he does? He orders a lot of food and then he doesn't eat it.
3 meals, and then he can't stomach it, and then he tries to make up excuses about how he was just full. Or I'm sorry, it didn't taste good. I'm sorry, it wasn't that he was full. He can't admit.
Saturday, March 16th, 2013, 8 a.m. By the way, I support your store more than Gold Star. That is awesome. In fact, I would appreciate it if you supported our store. Or let me rephrase this: if you supported Gold Star 0. Just kidding. Support all
man.
your local game stores.
Hold on,
listening.
scroll up a little bit.
Basilisk tooth.
Yeah, is that his earliest message to the?
Yes.
Andy Martin, our resident Harry Potter guru, gets the question wrong,
And a minute later.
then an answer that was right.
Right.
And he's a minute later. So I'm sorry, who was the first Jack? It was that the person that sent in the?
But look, Andy got us a ton of viewers. So Andy, when you come to the store, you have won yourself a high five by yours truly, John Gopinski.
And if you come up to Highland Hobby on Route 5 in Derby, I'll give you a high five too.
Okay, so I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here, but every single one of our final questionnaire answers was wrong.
Jake is not correct.
No, because that's not the start time, and the other two players put 8 a.m., which is the registration opening time.
So
not,
1 p.m. is not the correct start time?
No, not for a Pro Tour qualifier. How
So
are
are
we
we
going to
s-
get through 150 people battling it out for a spot on the Pro Tour?
You mean my spot on the Pro Tour?
Is it your spot? I hope it
sounds
is
like-
your
sounds
spot.
like
You
my
deserve
spot
to
on
be
the
on the
Pro
Pro Tour. You're a good player.
Thank you. I appreciate
You're a good
that.
player, and you get to play test with me for Modern.
Is that, are you saying that as like it's a downside or a detriment or an asset to my game?
I don't know how to work out for you at the Grand Prix.
I didn't win any money, I can promise you that.
All right, eat shit. All
No,
right, so
obviously, it was very helpful. Myself and Tundo, John Dwyas, we had some guest testers come in, help us out. Your friend as well as others, but so we're gonna be bringing in Aubrey Reese here though to discuss his deck. I spoke with him a little earlier. I can tell you he's been forcing Gruul all day, and clearly it was a successful strategy for him.
yeah,
so-
and I'd have to say from the people that we watched draft, like they had no interest in Gruul. So
Yeah,
did he have
was
to
open.
force it, or was it handed to him? We'll find out. I guess we'll ask him.
He told me he was going to force it going into the top 8 draft, and then he ended up there. So
Hey, I wanted to make 2 other quick announcements. Next Saturday, for anybody that lives in this general area and thinks they might be going to the Grand Prix in Pittsburgh, we do have a Grand Prix trial for Pittsburgh. It's a $10 standard event that will begin at 1 p.m., and we have plenty of awesome foil prizes. You can find that right in our events page. In fact, hey, Jim, can you bring up the screen that shows like the links and all that? Yeah, all that good stuff. The week of February 23rd and 24th, we have the Gatecrash game day with the really, really sweet full art Fire Main Angel, I think that's what it's called, promo. Those events are 100% free, so come check that stuff out. The Pro Tour qualifier, Dragon's Maze, yes, if you look on the event page and you don't look closely, you don't click on the event itself or take the time to look at the image, Facebook tells you that it begins at 8 a.m. However, that 8 a.m. information there is merely the the registration time. So since people will be here at 8 a.m. and you're available for that, we have that showing. But if you look at the image, it will actually tell you that the player meeting will begin at 10 a.m., which is when the event actually begins. So what we're going to do is everybody that went ahead and answered the question, we're going to go ahead and just split the gift card into 10, 10, and 10 and give all three of you one. So, because ultimately, I like to poke fun at you guys, but I also like to hook you guys up. And I appreciate you guys participating. So we're going to turn to Aubrey Reese, who you guys have heard from a couple times now.
Hi there.
All right.
Hi.
Aubrey, you're live, man. So I want to start. Do you remember 2 streams ago we had the Game Core Championships,
Yeah.
and you played Shane Kelly in the finals?
Yeah, I did.
You decided that you didn't want to sacrifice a creature to keep your Falconwrath Aristocrat alive.
Yeah, why would I want
So
to
you
do
could
that?
win the
right.
match.
Why would I want to win the championships?
Yeah,
Right.
because but at that time, you didn't know. At that time, you didn't know that I was going to be giving away a spot to an 8-man Winogrand.
Had no idea.
And when you found out, you were pretty bummed about that, huh?
I was very bummed.
You're a really awesome player, and I think you just proved that, there's no reason to really beat yourself up for a mistake, because if you're a good player after time, you're going to come through, right?
Yeah, I was almost glad that I didn't know ahead of time, because I would have been more salty
Right.
as
Like
Shane
salty like
Kelly
Andy
won.
Martin?
I saw it on the computer there, and now that adjective is in my mind, so that's the perfect word
Okay,
to
that's
describe it. So, yeah.
So the pre-release was last week, and I played in the pre-release. I played in one of the midnight releases,
Yeah.
and I decided I was just going to play the guild that nobody picked.
Which was?
And that was Gruul.
Really?
And
I'm surprised.
I went 5-0 and
I believe
was
it.
thinking, man, like what are people thinking? Like, it's just amazing. And you kind of took that theory and applied it to drafts. How'd that work out?
Well, I didn't lose today, so pretty good.
Nice, undefeated the whole day with Gruul. That's pretty good. What is the key to drafting a successful Gruul deck? Like, which cards do you need?
I mean, I think you can go a few ways with Gruul. You could go down low, a nice curve, 1, 2, 3, 4 drops.
and really try and get through fast with Blood Rush, or you can go a little bit more mid-range, a little heavier, like in the 4, 5, and 6 drops. And honestly, both draft decks I had were heavy in the 4, 5, and 6. And what I would do is I would just play a few quality creatures. Like I had an experiment one here the second time, and that guy was awesome. Just a few threats to keep your opponent kind of dealing with stuff. And then you just start dropping fatties. I mean, it's really the most basic strategy to draft on Earth. It just works out right now in this format really well because Warshoff and Demir, they're kind of dirtling around, doing various extort type things and milling and ciphering and what's the other guild? Simic. No one plays Simic, so
Right.
that's why I forgot about it.
Well, unless you're right.
I mean, generally, you know what I mean. You could probably run into a problem with them, but you basically just play these fatties, and the decks just sort of start folding if they're not ahead already. So it's the most basic premise, really.
My theory has always been that different archetypes are kind of like rock paper scissors, and if you want to beat a quick aggro deck, mid range seems to always be the way to do that.
Yeah.
And in this format where it feels like everybody just thinks it's so fast and they got to force out the quickest stuff, like
I forgot Burrows when I was talking about the guilds. Like I feel real comfortable against Burrows because as long as you stay alive after they kind of throw out their battalion creatures, I mean you have 4 4s, 5 5s, 5 4s.
Right.
I mean I had the 7/6 guy for 6 mana. I had 3 of them in my draft deck here, and it was just like if you hit 6 mana, you have brick walls coming out turn after turn, and it's just
outclass
the
people.
smaller decks can't do anything. I mean I guess a removal heavy deck could do well, but. Yeah, exactly.
So in the top 8, which deck did you feel was probably the most threatening? Do you think it was your finals opponent there?
Extort. I saw it. I've watched some matches there and playing against it. It just even if you extort a few times in the game, it's a life swing. It's completely free. I mean, you're not spending any cards to do it. Just a few extra mana that you're not even going to use anyway. I mean, and it seemed like when we were drafting that extort was going around. It wasn't being first picked, should I say. People weren't, I don't think that they realized how strong it is if you dedicate a deck to it. I mean, if you really dedicate to it, you could see, 10-point life swings both ways, like lose 10, gain 10, just on back of extort, which is strong when you add in, little flyers and a lot of removal. Like, it's just hard to get around if you can curve it out right, I guess.
Well, here's what I want to do. I want
to
open up, we got 22 viewers. I want to open up some questions for Aubrey. For any of you who actively participate in draft or enjoy participating in booster drafts, do you have any questions about the Gruul build? Do you have any questions about approaching a tournament of this caliber with a time draft? I mean, how did you feel about the time draft, Aubrey?
I freaking loved it. I thought it was fantastic. It just put nice structure. It was rigid. I haven't really done too many time drafts, to be honest with you. I've drafted a lot, but not time drafts. So it was nice. I mean, you had to lay out your cards. Everything was counted. It was harder though. I mean, you had to make your pick. And I mean, there were a few times I was between 2 cards, and it was Judge Blaine was draft, and you're like, all right, got to pick one. It's just you almost have to know what you're doing a little bit more than kind of.
Yeah, it almost kind of weeds out the weaker drafters, right? I mean,
yeah. Oh, you'll draft a crappy deck if you're terrible. I mean, I don't mean to say it in a mean way, but I mean you kind of have to have an idea of what you're doing before you even go into the draft.
So I'm thinking that beings that your invite to this 8-man Win-A-Grand draft,
I can't wait.
I feel like you have to be the odds-on favorite since your invite came directly from a limited format.
As long as I can draft Gruul.
Well, you know what? That's the beautiful thing about Cube. For anybody that knows anything about Cube,
I will draft Gruul in Cube.
You can draft Gruul in Cube.
I will.
It's probably a pretty good deck too.
Well, I'm gonna force it. I'm gonna force it in every draft I ever do from here on out the rest of my life.
What do you feel has been the most overrated card in this limited format?
Overrated? All right. Well, I don't have an answer on the top of my head. Overrated.
Well, okay. How about you think about that, and we'll open up.
Yeah, I gotta think about
what
that.
is the most overrated card strategy in this limited format? That's probably a little easier to piece together, right?
In limited format, the most overrated strategy, it's probably the Simic and the Evolve.
I'm right there with you.
If you don't have removal, the guys just kind of. I mean, you could curve out and have a beautiful start and big creatures and a nice hand, and it could probably beat a lot of people. But I think for the most part, you miss your Evolve creatures in a row. That's probably the worst one. That's probably. I mean, that's just. I don't know. Just blasé, I guess.
All right. Well,
so overrated card too. I'm trying to think of that while we talk. That's a hard question actually. Overrated.
Yeah, that I mean that there's
I don't even know if I'm
just
qualified to answer that since all I played was Gruul today.
right, and there's so many viable. Well, let's see. We got another question here. Do you feel Battalion is viable and constructed?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do. I mean, there's just a few cards that are pretty strong. So, like Frontline Medic, Firemain Avenger, maybe at the 4 spot. 4 spot's tough though. There's so many cards that go in the 4 spot. And I'm interested to see if she does anything because her effect is ridiculously powerful and she has haste. So that alone right there is a huge swing in life. You know, so I think it's possible.
You know, I think the biggest thing is that a lot of times when Wizards comes up with these new abilities, newer players oftentimes just want to build an entire deck around the ability.
Well, it's fun. I think it's a neat idea.
But I think that more often than not, the strategy that prevails is just taking the most powerful cards with the abilities and using those cards.
You mean
like
overall?
Yeah, like I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to put together a deck that just says, well, because you have Battalion, I'll run you. But maybe I want to put together a deck that has the best Battalion cards like Frontline
absolutely.
Medic.
Well, yeah. Plus now with Gatecrash and Return to Ravnica, we have all the shock lands. So, I mean, you might as well play the most powerful cards you can. I mean, but you want to stick to a linear strategy with Battalion, but you still have the ability to play other cards that fit into that strategy. So it's hard just to throw just Battalion cards in there. So
what do you think? Do you think maybe Fathom Mage is the most overrated card in this limited format?
I might be able to answer that actually because I played Simic at the pre-release and I lost round 1. And even I had 2 Fathom Mages in play and I still lost. It was fun, you know. Ooh, +1/+1 counters. We're drawing some cards, but I wasn't really drawing into much. I wonder. I'm curious if Fathom Mage will make a splash in Constructed at all, due to its sheer card drawing power.
I think good players hate to get owned.
But I think a 1/1 for 4 is pretty harsh, and its effect has to be pretty good, pretty fast for a 1/1 for 4 to do anything. I mean, you need an immediate result. I mean, look at Restoration Angel. That's hard to compete with a 4-drop. I mean, that card's immediate results in a 3/4 flyer. So, I think Fathom Mage may be overrated. Yeah.
All right. So the most important question of the night: are you coming to Erie's first ever Pro Tour qualifier?
I am, as long as I don't have to work. But I'm planning on not having to work. So, you know, I work weekends sometimes and everything. I don't really actively play Modern. But I hear there's some decks where you don't have to think too much, so that's right along the lines of what I will play.
Well, maybe you could build a Gruul Modern deck,
maybe
show
I can
the
play
world.
Gruul, right? Maybe I can just play. Maybe I'll just actually take my draft deck and just play that at the PTQ.
Well, I mean, I think that you're a very good player, and I mean, would it be a? I don't want to.
No, I'll be here. 100%.
Be childish and say like, would it be a dream come true? But I mean, how stoked would you be if you qualified for the Pro Tour?
It would be fantastic.
Because you'd go, right? I mean, you would take it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it wasn't somewhere crazy like Bangladesh or something, you know what I mean? Like, where it was like, you know, some third world country.
What you got against Bangladesh? Like,
well, I don't know. You know what I mean? You get off the airport, you gotta, like, ride your bike to the tournament site and shit like that.
I'm pretty sure it's actually in Dubai.
Is it really?
No.
I
don't think they would have one
that's
there.
It's quite a trip.
Yeah, that'd be kind of ridiculous. I don't think I'd go to that one. Well, all right, cool. So, all right, everybody, we appreciate having you here.
Yeah.
Don't forget the Pro Tour qualifier is on March 16th. Registration will begin at 8 a.m. I believe you. And so registration started at 8 a.m. At 10 o'clock, we will begin the player meeting, and then play will begin from there. Pre-register is probably a really good idea. You will get to see the superstar Aubrey Reese here that day because if he works, I will go ahead and call that place.
I'll take a vacation day.
Look
or
at
something.
that, this guy.
That's dedication. And also, I'll throw this out there that I'll arm wrestle for foil Magic cards too. Anyone who wants to arm wrestle.
I honestly look. This is me being 100% honest with all of you out there. You could definitely take him up on this offer.
John Gopinski wants to arm wrestle right now. Wow, you might be. He's a pretty big guy.
Yes.
I'll arm wrestle you for a foil swamp.
Well, you know what? We can live stream this right now.
Oh, we got it.
No, let's do it. Get out there. Get out there.
John, you're gonna lose another table.
No breaking my table.
Chris Rice versus Aubrey feature arm wrestling we got here.
Yeah,
There's a camera right there.
I got foil cards that says that
You are
Chris
just
isn't
too
going to
big of a
win.
man.
Offer retracted by Aubrey Reese.
I am already backing down. I mean, you just.
I think you just straight up have.
I think I just won a foil swap.
I'm ashamed.
Awesome. Okay, thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks a lot, Aubrey Reese.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
no, thank you for always having amazing tournaments and payout and tables and I mean it's hot and warm in here and I mean it's just everything you want in the middle of winter, you know what I mean? So thank you, Mr. John Gapinski, for having a sweet magic scene.
Oh, Amart will put a foil swamp up for the winner. An unhinged foil swamp.
Yo,
That's like $40.
how are we not doing?
I'm pretty sure
I
beat you,
will
big
arm
dude.
wrestle Aubrey Reese for a foil
Yeah.
unhinged swamp.
Gapinski would arm wrestle
It doesn't cost you anything. Somebody else
like
is
a male
giving
lion.
foil unhinged swap to the winner. If me and you go arm wrestle right now.
Andy Martin, there are 16 people that just saw you post that you were going to do that. Do not try to turn this around on me. It's too late.
Yeah, funded by GameCore.
Yeah.
Right.
Was he bagging out like the trivia contest?
I mean, Andy, this is your reputation on the line for you to just back out of that right now in front of all these people.
Just like Aubrey Reese.
I mean, look, two
Just like
more
I just
people
backed
just
out.
came to see this.
People are out there posting arm wrestling.
I'll judge it.
We have a judge for this arm. Blaine Campbell, double duty.
And I've got the whole
Nothing.
score to,
I don't work out
over
at
the
all.
top.
You're such a big man, though. There's no chance. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That's just sheer power. It's...
All
Okay,
right,
this,
so
this stream's going right down
we,
the crapper here, so I'm gonna get off of here. This is all my fault. I'm getting out. Oh, really?
stay tuned for GameCore arm wrestling streams.
Thank you, everyone.
Not really happening. All right, have a good day, guys.
I'm picturing a little over the top action.
Yeah, dude, that's it. Give me a hat.
Cutter.
Yeah, go ahead.